everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury products. Now I love Charlotte Tilbury, they're such beautiful quality products, really high end and really beautiful and great for any occasion. Absolutely love the brand, I love the products, I love the quality. Every time I have a special occasion or if I want my makeup to last all day and look really good, I tend to always go towards more Charlotte Tilbury products. So if you guys want to see what makeup look I create today, then please keep on watching. So as always, to prep and prime the skin, I've already used the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum and her trusty Magic Cream as well. I really love these two in conjunction with each other and they're great underneath makeup. So for underneath my makeup, to give me a really nice glow and luminosity to my skin, I'm going to take my Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 1 Fair. This is the lightest one out of all of them, but I think it's a really nice shade for when I am pale and when I am tanned. So this product is really great because you can use it underneath makeup, you can use it mixed in with your foundation or on top of your foundation. I love to use this underneath my foundation, so I just take some of it. I love how it's a wand applicator and I just love the packaging. I think it's really beautiful and I just focus it on the top of my cheekbones and areas where I want to highlight. And then sometimes I go in with a brush, or I tend to just go in with my fingers just to really melt the product in and just blend it in that area and out as well, so it's just really seamless. As you can see, it just creates a really beautiful glow on the skin. It doesn't look glittery or chunky or anything, which is what you want from a really nice glowy base. And to prep my lips, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Gloss. This is in Refresh Rose. I love the applicator, it's so cute, it's a really lovely heart shape. I really love the applicator shape as well because it mimics like your lips, like the Cupid's bow. And I do use it on its own and on top of lipstick as well. This is just going to really hydrate our lips and prep them for lipstick. So for foundation, I had two to choose from in my collection and I went with this one, which is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is amazing for all day wear, it's great longevity, it's really kind of a nice demi matte, so it's not dry on the skin but it's not super glowy either. It's a really nice in between. I would say it is more of a medium buildable coverage. It's definitely more full coverage, but you can build it up and you can also sheer it out depending on how you apply this. I do mix up how I apply this product, so sometimes I will just go and take my beauty blender, sometimes I take a brush and then the beauty blender. It just depends what I'm feeling and depends on what kind of coverage and finish you want as well. By all means, go in with your fingers as well if that is how you like to apply your foundation. But today I'm going to take a brush first and then blend the excess out with my beauty blender. So with this foundation, one pump is more than enough. You really don't need a lot of this. It's really pigmented as well, so a little does go a long way. As you can see, it is a nice warm shade and it is quite liquidy, so it is really buildable and manageable to work with. I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush and just really blend it in and buff it into the skin. For concealer, I'm going to take my Magic Away concealer in the shade 2 Fair. I love the formula of this, it's really lovely. I like to leave it on and let it sit for a little bit just to add a bit more coverage, and it's just so easy to blend. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin and it doesn't crease either. I just find it difficult to undo, I'm so weak. So the applicator is a sponge applicator and all you do is just twist it up, and then I just focus this mainly right in the inner corners of my eyes and areas where I just feel like I need a little bit more coverage. And I'm just going to put some on my eyes to prep them for shadow. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender just to blend it all out. I love how easily blendable this concealer is, and I love how even when I build it up, it doesn't feel heavy on my skin at all. Next up, for cream contour and cream blusher, I am using the Hollywood Contour Wand and the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. I have not used these products yet, but I just know I'm going to love them, and I've been saving them for this video because I want to save something for you guys. If you've seen all my other videos, I've used all of the products so far, but these two I have not used yet. If any of you have watched my other videos, you should probably know by now that I love the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in Spotlight and it's beautiful. As you can see, it's nearly all gone. I do have another one in my collection as well as backup because I love it that much, so I feel like I'm gonna love these two as well. But I wanted to try these obviously on camera with you guys and give a bit of a first impressions for you. And I believe these are probably going to be exactly the same kind of formula and everything as the applicator, and everything's the same, so I'm very excited. So as always with all Charlotte Tilbury products, they're just so luxurious and very beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. I love the packaging in every single product that she has. I think it's just really, really pretty. So the applicator is a sponge applicator again, but it's a bit more like a flat top applicator instead of like a tapered one like the concealer. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but at the bottom there's an on and off twist, which is really good. Obviously you turn it on to allow the product to come through and then turn it off once you're finished. That way if you are traveling or it's in your makeup bag or anything, it's not going to be getting squished about and the product's going to come leaking out of it. Hopefully you can see this, but when you turn it on, it just slightly lifts up, so there's just a little bit of a gap, and then when you turn it off, it just goes back down and seals itself in place. So, and then you're just going to squeeze it. I don't want to ruin it, it's just so soft and clean, but you just squeeze from the bottom. Oh, and product comes out. Wow, that's probably more than enough that I need. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere I would do anyway, so just in the hollows of my cheeks and the perimeter of my face. And I like how you can just tap it on because it is that roundness. So I'm going to do 3, but that looks quite dark. I'm going to do 2 on my forehead. And I haven't squeezed any more product, by the way. Just going to dab a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my jaw, and then I'm going to take the Hollywood Complexion brush from Charlotte Tilbury and just going to buff this out. Oh my goodness, wow. It is so creamy, that's so easy to blend out. I'm sold. Don't even have to ask me twice. So lightweight, like I don't feel like I've got anything on my skin at all. That is so easy. If you are somebody who's really nervous to cream contour, I highly recommend this because it is so easily blendable and it just blends out like a dream. And for my nose, I'm just going to use the smaller brush. Really, 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 really like this. I love it, I really do. It's definitely one of my favourites, and I know it's the first time I've used it, but I love it. I think it's so easily blendable, it looks super natural. Now for the blusher, this is in Pinkgasm and it's the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand High Blush. So they're really nice illuminating, highlighty blushes. Oh my goodness, look, once again, look how clean. So smooth, it's so nice. And again, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can, but that's an on and off twist. So when you twist it on, as you can see there's that gap, and when you turn it off, it's completely closed. Oh, wow, that is so satisfying. I'm just going to apply it near the back of my cheekbones, just because it is a bit more glowy. That is stunning, I love that colour. Okay, I'm getting way too excited. I think for this I'm going to take my sponge. I'm just going to blend that in. Oh, I love it. It's a beautiful shade. I love that kind of pinky, kind of berry almost shade. I really like that. I'm just going to add a bit more, build it up nicely. I haven't squeezed any more and I've turned it off as well. You can just see that glow, it's just stunning. I really like that. I feel like these products are so subtle, like they look maybe a bit more intense at first when you blend them out, which I love products like that because I like to be able to build it up. If it's too pigmented straight away, then I feel like it can be a bit overpowering and a bit difficult or scary to try and blend out, but I love it. Can we guess? Can we guess I'm gonna say? I'm obsessed. Love these. 100% love these. I totally recommend these if you are really into your cream products like me. If you are wanting something really light and natural but super easy to blend, it's really good as well if you're quick on the go, you don't have ages to spend on your makeup. Put these on, blend out, you're good to go. Yeah, 10 out of 10, I really, really like these. Hopefully they're gonna last as well as they look. I feel like they would do because I feel like the highlighter lasts really well on my skin as well, so hopefully these do, but we'll see how they work with powders. So you're gonna definitely see a lot more of these, so keep an eye out, but I highly recommend them if you have not tried them already. And to finish off the wonderful trio, I'm gonna use the Spotlight highlighter. It's just so beautiful. If you haven't tried it, please do. So for my brows, I'm going to be taking my brow lift in Supermodel and my brow gel in Supermodel as well. For every day, I just go in with the gel. I feel like it's perfect on its own, but when I'm going out or for an event, I will just define my eyes a bit more with the pencil. As always, I use the spoolie end to brush my brows up and out. This just makes sure the hairs are all in the same direction. For the pencil side, it's this really nice angled pencil, which I feel like is really good at creating those hair-like strokes. I really love the shade of this as well. I feel like it really complements my brows perfectly. So I always like to kind of hold the pencil even in the middle or near the end. This way you've just got a light amount of pressure and it's more natural, and you kind of have more time to kind of build up a look. I'm all about building up, taking your time to perfect the look. So I really like to start the product more in the centre of my brow, so where my arch is, and just like eyeshadow, wherever you apply the product first, that's where the most pigment is first gonna start and be placed to create those little hair-like strokes. And I like to place most of the product where my hairs are more sparse. And then when I feel like I'm happy with that, I then will go into the inner corner and I just kind of raise my eyebrows a little bit and tip my head back so I can get right underneath. I just follow that line, just ever so slightly so it's defined, and then just gently bring it into the arch as well. Like so, and always take the spoolie just to brush everything up and out. It just really helps to blend it. So if you do go a little bit too harsh, it just helps to soften it out. I think when it comes to brows, just follow your natural brow shape and just enhance areas that are a bit more sparse, and just keep using your spoolie to blend it through. To set my brows in place, I'm going to take the Legendary Brow Gel in Supermodel, which is the same shade as my pencil. You can take a brow gel that is a shade or two lighter, and that way it will mimic like natural highlights, especially if you have highlights in your hair already. That can be a really good way to just create a little bit more dimension to your brows. Or you can also just take a clear gel if you feel like you've got the colour exactly how you want with your brows. That way it's not going to interfere with the shade. I really like how this is tinted because for everyday purposes I will just use the brow gel alone. And I love the brush on this. I love a thin brush when it comes to my brow gel because it just catches all the little hairs, and I really like that. I feel like it helps to fluff them up and add a bit more volume to them. So again, I don't like to start right at the front because that is where most of the product will be placed. So I just go a little bit off, and then I'm constantly just brushing them up, and then I'm going to brush them through and just kind of lay them down in that kind of direction that I want them to go in. I'm just going to take a bit of the concealer again. I haven't twisted up or anything, I'm just using whatever's left. I'm just going to clean up just a little bit underneath. I don't do this every day, but sometimes it's a great way just to make it a little bit more crisper and defined, and I'm just focusing mainly on the tail of my brow. I just think this is a little bit softer than properly carving out the eyebrows, but obviously if you want to properly carve out and shape the eyebrows, then go ahead and do that. Now to set everything in place, I'm going to first go in with my loose powder. This is a really beautiful translucent powder. It isn't matte, it has a nice soft shimmer, but it's not glittery or shimmery, so it really helps to set everything but still keep that really lovely dewy look and finish to the skin. I like to take my beauty blender just to dab out any creases that might have occurred under my eyes, because you don't want to set the creases in place. And then I'm going to take another sponge and just place that into the powder, and then I'm just going to press it right where I want it to set. I'm hoping you can see, obviously this is really more dewy, which is lovely, but this one's just a little bit more soft focused, more softer, but you can still see that I have a bit of suppleness to my skin. It doesn't look really matte or dry. And I'm going to take some on a brush and just lightly dab this all over my face, mainly in my smile lines and where I feel like I just need it to be set just a little bit more. So you'll see I have a really nice glow to the skin. Like when I dab over that highlighter, it's still really glowy. I'll do it again on this side. I still keeps the shine, which I really like, because a lot of powders sometimes don't do that. We want to keep that glow, but we just want it to be set so it lasts longer, especially if you have more oily skin, which we all know I have. And whatever's left on the brush, I just like to sweep through the brows just softens them a little bit more. You can do it with a powder brush or your foundation brush. I'm then going to go in with my Flawless Finish in number 1, and I'm just going to use this on areas where I just feel like I want a bit more coverage. So I like to take that off. Hit the pan. I've hit the pan already. Oh no. I like to take that just again on the sides of my face and where I get a bit more shiny. I only need a little bit of this. Oh, I'm so sad I've hit pan. To set the cream contour that we use and just to bring that colour back, I'm going to take my Film Star Bronze and Glow and use the contour shade. Now this is very well loved, as you can probably see. Yeah, I definitely need a new one. And I'm just going to apply this exactly where we applied the cream contour. And I'm really focusing it right in the hollows of my cheekbones and right at the back here, where when you look forward, you're going to get that natural kind of shadow. I just think this is a really lovely kind of warm shade, but it doesn't look too orangey and it's not too cool toned, but I just really like it. I think it really is a nice shade for me. So with my contour, I always kind of like to focus it from the top of my ear, as if it was going from my ear to my mouth. So that's kind of the general rule, but also if you want to suck in your cheeks, you apply it there. Or make weird faces to just get that cheekbone pop in so you know where to apply it. And I try not to take it too far in either, but I just really make sure it's really blended so it doesn't look too harsh and it's just more natural, where you can't tell when something starts and stops. And to add a bit more of a bronzy kind of tone to the skin, I'm going to take the beautiful bronzer. This is the Airbrush bronzer in shade 2 medium. You definitely don't need to go in with 3 different bronzing products, but because I have it, I'm using it. I just want to show you what it all looks like layered together. It's just massive. I love it. It's so big. I'm just going to take it on the same brush and just use this more to bronze up, and I'm not too precise. Just adds a little bit more warmth than the contour shade. And then for powder blusher, I'm going to take the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blusher in Sex on Fire, so it's just a more pink tone around the outside, and then you've got the pop of purple in the centre. So with these, you swish and you pop. You swish and apply that to the back of the cheekbone, and then you go in with the pop shade just on the apples. And finally, to finish off the glow that we've got going on, I'm going to take the Bar of Gold Trio palette. Now you've got 3 shades here, so this is the original shade, and then you've got the rose gold and the gold button. I'm going to mix all 3 of these together. I'm mainly going to dip into gold button first and apply this exactly where we applied the cream highlighter. It's just so lovely. Then we take the rose gold pink shade and just apply this. It's like a blush topper. And then finally, I'm going to take a little bit of the original shade just to create a bit more of a bronzy glow. Definitely don't have to use all 3, but I do like all 3 of them. Now finally, onto eyeshadow, I'm going to take the Icon palette. Now this palette, the Pillow Talk palette and the Copper Charge palette are my top 3 favourite shadows that I've ever used. So I love how this palette is full of colour. You've got your more wearable tones like the golds and the more copper colours, and you've got your pop of pinks and your green and your blue, which I really love. And then you've got a black there if you just want to make it a bit deeper and darker. So I feel like this is a really universal palette if you do want to take it away with you anywhere. I'm going to go in with my bronzer just in the crease and on the lid, just create a nice transition shade. I really like to take my bronzers on my eyes because I feel like it just really ties in the look. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with this more orangey copper shade just on a flat brush and apply this all over my lid. I like to first go in with a brush just so I can get the placement down, and then if I want to just enhance the pigment, I will go in with my finger because they are shimmery shades. Using your finger will really make it more pigmented. And I just focus that mainly right on the centre where I want most of the pigment to show, so then when it catches on the light it just pops more. And then just taking the same brush that we use with bronzer, I haven't applied any more bronzer to the brush, I'm just going to blend it out. So that's probably all I'm going to do for my eyes. This is definitely something that I tend to do all the time for when I'm going out for an event or a date night. I just think they're really beautiful tones that complement my eye colour really well. I'm going to take the Rock & Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil in Bedroom Black. This is so creamy and blendable, it's beautiful. It does not tug or pull on your eyes, which is really, really good. And I'm just going to create just a slight bit of wing and just to enhance my lashes. So again, I'm just super gentle and I'm just focusing mainly on the outer corner. And then I'm just going to take an angled brush with nothing on it at the moment, just to really blend that and smoke it out. Very subtly kind of enhancing my lashes, and it's just a little bit softer than a liquid, but it's a little bit darker than a powdered shadow. Just going to take a mixture of the black and the brown shade from the Icon palette, and I'm just going to set that in place. It doesn't need to be set down, but I like to always set down eyeliners like this if I am going out or anything, just to make sure that it will last all night. It's also a really good way to keep the eyeliner looking really smoky and blown out. And that is the eyes done. I really kind of like adding that bit of extra kind of drama and definition to the lashes, especially as I'm not going to go in with false eyelashes, but you of course can. And now finally for mascara, I'm going to curl my lashes and I'm going to add my Legendary Lashes Volume 2 mascara. On a small tapered brush, I'm just going to take that same coppery orange shade and just run that slightly under my lash line. Just going to smudge it in with that mascara so it just creates a bit of a smoky effect, but ties in nicely with the shadow above. Finally, I'm going to go back in with my highlighter and apply this under my brow bone and into the inner corner. Now for lips, I'm going to take my favourite combination ever. This is the first ever kind of lip products I use from Charlotte Tilbury, and I still to this day love them. It is the Pillow Talk lip liner and the Pillow Talk lipstick. As you can tell, I really do like this lip liner as it's so small. I love how this lip liner is like your lips got better kind of colour. I just love the lipsticks. As you can see, I've nearly used all of this. This is probably my fourth one as well that I've gone through. They just smell like Lindt chocolate. They smell delicious. And this is the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, it's super glam, super glowy, but it's still, I feel like it's really wearable. The eyes aren't too dramatic, but because they are that nice copper warm shade and they are opposite colours to what I'm wearing, so green and orange are opposite on the colour wheel, so they really make each other stand out, which I really like, which I also feel like complements my eyes really well, as I do have quite blue greeny eyes. I do find the lip products really fade really lovely, and because it is a nude, it's not too noticeable when it does fade. The lip liners are also waterproof, which is really good as well, which means they are long wearing. But I'm gonna have to say it, I do think these two new products are showstoppers. I think they have really impressed me and I really like them, and I'm going to continue to keep using them now. And yeah, I just really love them. I love the combination of everything I've done. I feel like it looks really nice and glowy. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload. And if there is any products that you obviously want to try out or you want to know more about, then definitely go check out Charlotte Tilbury's website. There's so much obviously information on there, as well as all of the social media platforms as well. But I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye guys.